The tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk on September 10th at Utah Valley University shook our nation, and I want to share some thoughts, tying this moment to America's history to help us understand it better. I held off until the facts were clear, waiting for the investigation to name the shooter, Tyler Robinson. In 1865, when John Wilkes Booth shot President Abraham Lincoln at Ford's Theater, wild rumors of vast Confederate plots spread like wildfire through newspapers, and it took weeks for officials to confirm Booth acted just with a small group of people. That patience for truth mirrors what we need today, filtering through chaotic social media posts to avoid rushing to judgment. In moments like these, getting the truth right beats being the first to speak. Charlie was a devoted Christian with a clear mission to spread deep conversations and get young people thinking, especially on college campuses nationwide. I always admired how he spoke, clear, thoughtful, and full of the same bold spirit as America's founders. In 1787, at the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, leaders like James Madison and Benjamin Franklin debated fiercely over how to build a new government, compromising on tough issues like representation to create the Constitution through ideas and not insults. Like them, Charlie used the Bible and the Constitution to start discussions, not to end them. His faith driven talks echoed much like the 1730s Great Awakening, where preachers like Jonathan Edwards delivered sermons like sinners in the hands of an angry God, drawing huge crowds across the colonies to rethink their belief through sparking hate. Watching Charlie Kirk connect with students, really listening and challenging them, was something special. He didn't just talk at people, he asked questions, pushed them to think harder, and got them to question what they believed. Sadly, not everyone saw him that way. Some called him divisive, threw around words like racist, or said he created trouble and deserved his tragic end. In 1798, the Alien and Sedition Acts, passed during the tensions with France, jailed critics like Congressman Matthew Lyon for mocking President John Adams. But trying to silence dissent only deepened America's early political divides. That kind of hate reminds me of what we see now. What hit me hardest what was seeing people on social media, not just disagreeing with Charlie Kirk, but celebrating his death. In the 1890s, yellow journalism saw newspapers like William Randolph Hearst New York Journal print wild, exaggerated stories about Spanish cruelty in Cuba to sell papers and push for war. Today, it's social media algorithms spreading hate. That's not just arguing politics, that's a push to tear us apart, to make us forget what America stands for. It's like the 1850s, when the Know Nothing Party, fearing Catholic immigrants, turned debates into violent riots, like Louisville Bloody Monday, where dozens died. When we stop talking ideas and start attacking people, truth and common sense get lost. And somehow it feels like we're losing our ability to think clearly as a society. With everyone able to post their thoughts online instantly, the loudest, most extreme voices get heard on both sides. But I still believe that should have that right. Free speech, even for ideas we don't like, is at the heart of America. In 1735, the Zenger Trial saw printer John Peter Zenger acquitted for criticizing New York's governor, proving truth could beat censorship and laying the foundation for a free press. A saying inspired by Enlightenment thinker Voltaire captures this. I may hate what you say, but I'll fight for your right to say it. Charlie Kirk's killers chose violence over words. We must choose reason over rage and facts over feelings. These days, too many people can't have very real conversation. They cling to their ideas like they're their whole identity. And when those ideas fall apart or get challenged, they don't think, they lash out. Like the Know Nothing mobs in the 1850s who attacked Irish immigrants instead of debating immigration policies. Well, let's break this down. Reacting emotionally is all about impulse, not thought. It's shouting first and maybe think later or not at all. But a real response, that's when you weigh the facts, listen to other views, and stay open to changing your mind if the truth points that way. Emotional outbursts shut down talks, clear thinking opens them up. In a world where honest conversation and discussion is already on shaky ground, that difference is everything. America was built on free speech, the right to share ideas, even ones they make others uncomfortable. You don't silence someone just because you disagree. The answer is to talk it out, to have a conversation using logic and respect and not hate or violence. Those 1798 Sedition Acts showed us that what happens when you try. Jailing critics like Leon didn't unite the country, it pushed it toward a bitter election in the 1800s. If we let that principle slip, we will end up in a place where people are too scared to speak up. Charlie's death hurts us all, but it's also a wake up call to come together. This isn't about Republicans versus Democrats or left versus right. It's about good versus evil, right versus wrong. When John F. Kennedy was assassinated in 1963, President Lyndon Johnson spoke to a grieving nation, saying, "United, there is little we cannot do." And he later pushed for civil rights to honor Kennedy's legacy. Charlie's death asks the same of us, to bridge our gaps with kindness. There are forces out there, evil forces, that are full of hate that want to divide us. If we're divided, we crumble. If we're united, we are strong. We must remind ourselves of the things that keep us together, that we all, in the end, Americans. Those aren't just words, they're a reminder that our power comes from standing together, even when we don't see eye to eye. And Charlie was more than a political figure. He believed in talking things out, in the strength of ideas, and in sticking to values rooted in faith, reason, and America's founding. He inspired young people to think for themselves, speak bravely, and engage with the world. He showed us that courage isn't always loud. It's being honest, even when it's tough, and listening when others push back, or shout out at you, or scream. His death is a warning, but it's also a call to action, to push back against hate, speak truth boldly, and protect what makes America special, a place where freedom, open debate, and respect for different ideas are sacred. Just before his own assassination in 1865, Abraham Lincoln urged, "With malice toward none, with charity for all," calling for a nation healed through kindness, not vengeance. Charlie's legacy is a challenge to live that way, uniting through our differences, not in spite of them. May he rest in peace, and his legacy lives on, urging us to rise above division and stand together with courage and kindness. That's the America he believed in, and the America we must keep fighting for. From an immigrant and a naturalized citizen. This is all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.